Afternoon, this is Jeff again here over at 647 Northeast Meadow Drive here in Portland. So from the sounds of it, it sounds like the pump station for the city, or at least for this area here, was not working the other day. That's my understanding anyhow. That's what was causing the main lateral to overload. Anyway, what we're checking now is just to ensure that it was indeed the causation behind all the standing water in the line, and we didn't have a combination of both a non-functional pump and a belly. So anyway, I'm going to put some water down the line here initially just to get the line lubed up for the camera to go through. Beyond that, we'll leave it dry. That way, if we do run into any standing water, we're getting a accurate appraisal of it, not a exaggerated one with water flow going through the line. Alright, made it into the concrete pipe here. Alright, we can actually see the main lateral this time. Last time when I zeroed out, I actually made it out to around 65 feet, and I think what ended up stopping my camera up was I got so far down the main lateral that the cameras do not like to go through Y or T connections on mains. They're very hard turns that have sharp edges, and that's what ended up probably stopping me, all said and done. I think the reason my camera was even babying forward was that back and forth I was doing, which is the kind of thing you have to do sometimes to get through some tight turns. You just couldn't see it. Anyhow, so there is a little bit of standing water at the very end of the line out here. I'm going to go do a quick locate, and then we'll pull back. Alright, finally got a nice locate this time around. Last time I was having a heck of a time. So the main lateral, if you look out in the road, you'll see two sets of manholes. One of them is pretty close to the driveway. It's on the further side of the street. And if you look down the road, you can tell there's one that sits maybe 3 feet off the curb or the street edge. This line doesn't get terribly far into the road. It hits the main lateral at the lane of traffic that's situated this side of the street. So anyway, tiny, teeny little bit of standing water out here at the end of the line. Whether this was city or homeowner responsibility, this is nowhere near a level where I'd ever recommend repairs on it. You've got, from about 54 feet it dissipates out. And the main lateral, luckily the water line is not level with the pipe, or the home's lateral going into it. That's where there's just nothing you can do about it. This is just due to a little tiny bit of settling. So, and I'm sure I've mentioned it before. I've cambered over 25,000 lines. I've been doing this 15 years. Bellies like this have essentially zero bearing on functionality whatsoever. And even more so when they're at a distance like this from the home. There's just not enough there to do anything. You've got about a 1/16 of an inch of water, and for reference, I don't even consider repairs until there's at least an inch of water for 5 feet. Even at that point, I'm only recommending a fix on a belly like that when it's right up against the house. And to make it even better, not that bad, I wouldn't even bother sending it to the city. The city will, those are the kind of bellies that the city will laugh at. Either way, that little tiny thing is located past the street edge and city responsibility to begin with. So anyway, line is drained off proper now. That most of the, or I shouldn't say most, there's a tiny little bit of concrete pipe that looks like it falls into homeowner territory, but it's all in good shape and draining nicely. Glad to see that was the causation behind that. You were looking at a very lengthy piece of pipe there with a lot of water in it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and reel the camera out of the line. We have great flow all the way to the main lateral. All the pipe in homeowner territory especially here is in great shape. Super clean, has great flow. And the city's part of the line too is also looking good as well. Got water coming from somewhere inside the house there. I'm not sure where that just came from. Anyhow, nice looking sewer line, and is functioning properly at this time.